Hey guys, MCU Collector here with a new figure review. Finally, I'm getting to the Marvel Legends Eternals figures. I have almost all of the Eternals figures. The only one that I do not have at this point is the Walmart exclusive Ajax. That is Salma Hayek's character. It has not gone up for pre-order or in-stock order or anything yet. I'm thinking that it's going to be part of the Walmart Collector Con, which by the time you're watching this video, for the majority of you guys, Walmart Collector Con will have already started. We know that the classic Doctor Strange will go up during that time. And then the Spider-Man No Way Home upgraded suit figure with the Tom Holland head sculpt, that one should be becoming available. Hasbro hasn't officially said, like the Doctor Strange figure, but the Walmart Collector Con banners and things like that actually show that Spider-Man figure. So it has to be coming, and I'm really hoping for Ajax. But here in this video, we're actually going to take a look at the Target exclusive Thena. So I will be going in this order for the reviews. Likely, if I get Ajax in at some point, I may throw that in the middle. We shall kind of see. But for now, anticipate Thena, Icarus, Makari, Sprite, Cersei, Phastos, Kingo, and Druig. And then the Gilgamesh figure in that order. If you haven't already, I did review the Crow figure. It's probably a little dark, but enough of that. Let's get to it. Okay, so this is the Target exclusive Thena. I will put a link in the video description below, so hopefully you guys can do like an in-store pickup, or hopefully it's still available for shipping. I'm not sure if it is. But this is the Angelina Jolie character, so I'm pretty excited. She comes with a lot of accessories, more than it seems like the other ones come with, but the other ones come with the Build-A-Figure piece. You know, she does not. So here on the side artwork, we got Angelina Jolie there, Eternals E up at the top, on the sides, everything. Looking at the back of the package, we get a full look at Thena, and that looks pretty cool. But her bio reads, a fierce warrior, Thena has the ability to use cosmic energy to form any handheld weapon she can think of. That's actually a pretty cool power. We kind of see that in the trailers a little bit, but you know, can't wait to see it actually play out in the movie, how it all works. So I'm excited. No word yet on if she will be related to Thanos or not. I'm thinking likely not, but we shall see. But let's get her out of the box. Okay, so here is the Thena figure out of the package, and there's some interesting things. First, I'm going to address the whole thing of the Eternals figures, because everyone is screaming peg warmer, and yes, they may turn out to be peg warmers. I won't even deny that. But I will say that the figures just came out. You are seeing a massive amount of figures at Target, because Target is getting solid cases of 5 of the characters from the wave. Target stores will not have Sprite. They will not have Kingo for whatever reason, and I don't know who makes those decisions, whether it's Hasbro or if it's Target or a collaboration of the two. But Target is getting solid cases instead of the assortment cases where they would only get one figure at a time. Icarus is the double pack, but they're getting 8 at a time of 5 of the characters. So yes, there's of course going to be more. It's like the equivalent of them receiving 8 cases at a time. So that's one thing. That's the first thing. The second thing is the movie's not out yet. So movie figures of lesser known characters won't really move until the movie comes out. We saw the same thing happen with the Shang-Chi figures. And Target did the same thing, right? They had solid cases of those figures. They did not have Xiling or the Death Dealer figure in stores. Those were online only. So there's all those things. Will these peg warm? There's still a good chance that they are. But all I'm saying is that it's premature to call them peg warmers. When we first seen these figures over a year ago, the picture qualities weren't that good, and we immediately saw, you know what? Those look like shit. They don't look good whatsoever. The costume designs are an odd choice. I will agree with that. But having these figures in hand, I'm kind of amazed at how cool and detailed looking they are. Thena doesn't necessarily have as many of those details in there, and the color is kind of odd. It's not as vibrant as like the other ones. She has some nice golds and this off-white cream color, and it works well, but it doesn't kind of stand out as some of the other figures. So I just want to kind of get that out of the way, that I actually really like the way the figures look in hand. So just a heads up on that. So hopefully this review will at least help you guys see some of the really cool details and things that Hasbro had did. Whether you like the figures or not, at least you could see some of those details and see what I might see. But, you know, I don't hate them. I don't think they're all trash. They're interesting. They're different. Some of the figure skirt things on some of the other figures are probably going to end up being a pain in the ass. And those figures might be trash, but we'll kind of see. Thena comes with a lot of stuff, which is really cool. So out of the package, she actually has these open holding hands, as you see here. I already put the two holding hands on the figure so she can hold this particular weapon. So she has 4 hands all together. And then she has 1, 2, 3, 4 different like energy weapon things that she creates. So these are pretty cool. So I want to actually get in a zoomed in look on these weapons right now. Okay, so first, I don't know what you would call this, some kind of spear or bow staff type of thing. It's got like that half moon shape to it. I know that there's probably an actual name for it. Unfortunately, I don't really know it. It's mostly black plastic, but we get some nice gold paint going on here, and you can see some of the details on the end there. Now, ideally, or from the trailer in the movies, it's kind of like gold, like shiny golden lines that create some of these weapons. Obviously, for an action figure, they have to make it like solid, so it's not just kind of there. But they add in the line work and whatnot to kind of show that. Now, this weapon does not have any translucency. You don't see any of the light shining through it or anything like that. But on some of these other ones, you can actually see behind it. I guess, well, it's a little bit trickier. You have to kind of really get the light on there, I would say. But actually having it in hand, you could see there's a little bit of translucency to it, which is kind of cool. But same goldish color there. And then we actually, on this one, the paint, the black is actually painted on. So here we have this blade, and the hilt is painted black, which makes me think maybe this one is actually the golden color and then all the black is added on. But it's hard to tell because the gradient looks like it's the gold. Well, no, you know what? The black paint might actually be what's added on there. Here we get this sword. This kind of has some flared out pieces, but you see all the kind of line work that, you know, we had seen from the trailer and how she creates some of these weapons and things. That looks pretty good. There's some marbleization in here as well because they use, you know, like a metallic looking color. There is some translucency to it, just not a huge amount. You really have to have it in hand to kind of see it. Same here, hilt goes all the way black. And then we get this one looks more like a traditional sword. So there's no like design elements that are flared out like these two here. So this one, again, just looks more like a traditional katana type sword. And again, we get some nice line work kind of in the molded plastic there. That's pretty cool. Now let's take a look at Thena. Okay, so here's an up-close look at the Thena figure. Having it in hand, I could really see the Angelina Jolie resemblance, especially right there, that side profile look. You could really see it. Straight on, yeah, it's there, but there's something kind of going on with the cheekbones, I think, that just kind of throws it off a little bit. But yeah, the side profile just looks exactly like her, and I think it came out looking pretty good. I wouldn't say it's perfect, but surprisingly looks pretty good. We get this little crown piece up at the top there in gold. That looks good. Looking at the figure, there's all kinds of sculpted detail throughout here. Now in this figure, we don't get a lot of those lines and circles and things like that that are painted on. It's just kind of in the mold of those armor pieces, but it still looks pretty good. We get a lot of nice gold paint on those armor pieces as well throughout. And then the majority of the figure's done in this like pearlescent cream color. And then I think all the Eternals, the girls, the women, they have single jointed elbows, the female figures, but the male figures have the pinless tech, so pinless knees, and then the male figures should all have pinless elbows. So it's nice to see that they kind of went with that, you know, over a year ago when these figures came out. We have this skirt piece that kind of floats around, but you can see there's a sculpted indent in there. So right at this belt, you can actually push that in. Not sure if it's supposed to be glued, and mine just kind of came unglued, but it does kind of sit nicely in there. Looking at the back, we actually get some paint on those armor pieces. So it's like this nice, really shiny gold. Came out looking really nice. So now let's see her articulation. actually, before the articulation, I want to go over the hands, because I think the hands actually look incredible. We get a couple of different colors in there. So you get a little bit of gold for that armor plating, and then her glove, because it's painted on, unlike the suit having that pearlescent look to it, we get this really nice pearl color of the glove on the inside of her hand. And I think it actually came out looking really, really nice. Really nice details in these hands. Not super important, but I thought it'd be interesting just to note for you guys. Okay, so Thena's articulation. She's got a lot of sculpted hair. That's definitely going to hinder her articulation for her head. So you can't really get her to look down because the hair is going to get in the way. She's definitely not going to look up because the hair is going to get in the way. You get some rotation in there, but the hair is going to get in the way. So you can't really do a whole lot. She does have some pivot going on in there. The shoulders you can get to go up this high. These armored shoulder pads really aren't getting in the way, so that's great. So the arm all the way across, you get a full rotation in there. Single jointed elbow, unfortunately, with a swivel at that elbow, which gives us just about a 90-degree bend at the elbow. Wrists swivel, and they do hinge, and these are the horizontal hinges. So like most female figures, or pretty much all, we have a diaphragm joint, so she can pivot to her left that much. She can pivot to her right that much. She can go back a little bit. She can come forward just a little bit, not a whole lot. And then we have a swivel at that diaphragm joint. No waist swivel, of course. Legs go out that far apart. She can kick forward that high there. There is an upper thigh cut in there. It's a little stiff. We get a double jointed knee. It's kind of an ugly ass looking knee too. Holy moly. We get that bend at the knee, but that is a crazy ugly looking knee, and I think the reason for it is because of this crazy ass long boot that would go past her knee. But yeah, that looks funky. No swivel at the boot or anything like that. Foot hinges down, a little bit of hinge up, ankle pivot, pegals at the bottom of the feet closer to the toe. We do have a semi heel there, not too bad, but she can get a little tricky getting her to stand in certain poses and whatnot. But you know, work the ankle pivots, and then you can get her to stand. Okay, and for size comparison, here we have the deluxe Deviant Crow figure. The only other Eternals figure that I've reviewed so far. So as the videos go on, you will see all the characters kind of side by side. And then ideally the goal is to have all of the Eternals lined up in that triangle formation like we see at the end of that first trailer. So Crow is looking quite large. You know, if you have this figure, you can kind of recreate the scene of what we see in the trailer. But it just kind of sucks looking at these two figures side by side because Crow is super inaccurate to the movie, whereas Thena looks really good compared to what we see in the trailer. Now, it's still early on and we don't get a really good look at Crow, but from what we do see, this figure is way off, unfortunately, but it's actually pretty cool. Like, if you have it in hand, it's kind of a beast looking. The paintwork on it is really incredible. It's just a super interesting design with all like these tentacle things and how that works out. So I'm kind of happy with it. I'm really excited about the movie and can't wait to see it. Okay, there's my review of the Thena figure. I think a solid release. You know, it's awesome that we're getting all the Eternals, the entire team in a wave-ish. It does suck that Thena and Salma Hayek, probably the two most known actresses or actors in general from the movie, happen to be the store exclusives. So that kind of sucks. But, you know, there's not going to be a 9-figure wave. You know, that's just not going to happen. So it sucks that two of them had to be exclusives. Thena does not seem like it will be difficult to get. Ajak, on the other hand, we shall see. But I really like the figure. I like the likeness. I think the costume looks really cool. The colors are awesome. The accessories are cool. However, these hands that she has, these gripping hands, they kind of suck. And it's hard to hold. Like, she keeps dropping this knife because she just doesn't get a firm grip on it. So that sucks. But I think a solid figure for sure, and I'm excited about the movie. I'm excited about the other figures now opening Thena. It's, you know, I've had it for a little bit now, but I'm getting really excited, and I can't wait to open more figures and review them. I can't wait for the movie. But you guys let me know down in the comments below. Are you one that did not like the way the figures look, but have seen them and kind of have changed your mind? Are you still on the, no, they're trash, I'm not going to get them, peg warmers of the year, blah, 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 etc. Let me know down in the comments below. If you guys like this video, please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up button. Subscribe if you haven't already done so. And as always, thank you for watching.